Okay, if the board is all present, Tina, you may proceed as you wish.
Do we feel we need to start with a pledge?
That's up to you, Madam Chairman.
I think we'll skip it for this time and we'll move on to roll call.
Okay, very good. Tina Ugrin,
Here.
Herb Newman,
Here.
Bill Bailey,
Here.
Sonny Block,
Here.
Mark Spizak.
Here.
Very good, thank you.
Super. And the March minutes were sent out ahead of time, and hopefully everyone got a chance to look at them. Were there any questions or changes?
No, I'll move approval.
You move for approval. Do I have a second?
Got it.
Okay, I second that motion.
Super. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. So move on to the executive director's report. I'll turn it over to you, Lisa.
Very good, thank you. We don't have no presentations today, and also really nothing to highlight except I did want to just call your attention to the fact we added in the visitation from March just to kind of show you what things we're looking at, and you can see that the totals are double what we had anticipated. So actually, I should point out at certain parks. So the visitation comparison from year to year is very interesting to kind of look down at where we were. Something that's even a little bit more up to date than what you had in your package here is Google had been tracking cell phone movements, and we were able to see that those numbers that they had grouped into categories actually had a parks category, parks and open space, and by their counts, we were at about 139%, which, you know, is pretty much what we were seeing. So we've had a lot of visits, but we are seeing that maybe though we are over our personal park surge, and we're still going to have high visitation, but it may not be quite as furious as it's been. So we're hoping that this is going to calm down a little bit over the coming months, even though the weather's getting better. I think, you know, just the chaos that happened at the very beginning of this might have quieted some. So overall, we're handling things well, and, you know, we're happy to have the extra visitors. But other than that, the director's report stands as written.
Lisa, is this the new tracking system that was purchased a few months ago? Seems like you guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you are seeing more accurate numbers for 2020. So we do have all of our new counters in place.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Were there any other questions about the executive report?
I had a question about one bill posting here. Is Dale online here?
I don't think she is, but I can. I'm going to scroll to that page, and I may be able to answer it for you.
Okay. Well, now I can't see what page it's at. It's in the bills, and
Okay.
it's from March 18th. That listing. There was
All right.
$20,000 went to the Summit Metro Parks for credit card refunds. How do we get credit card refunds?
Do you want me to answer that, Lisa?
Oh, are you on? Yes, please.
No, I'm not Dale. I'm Shannon. Shannon.
Oh, sorry. If you know the answer, yes, go ahead.
Yes. So that amount of money is because we had to refund any and all reservations that people had reserved and camping reservations together.
I see. It looked a little peculiar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
Not for me.
I'll just add that I thank you to the staff and the volunteers that are still showing up and helping out. I was impressed to see those numbers, and I saw that our incidents were up, which is not unsurprising. So thank you to the Rangers as well.
Yeah, the Rangers have been doing an excellent job. If you didn't catch this, Doug has offered overtime shifts at our more busy parks to just trying to help with traffic control and really the education piece that we've been, pushing the social distancing and those kinds of things. So we have had overtime shifts that have really helped. So thank you to our Rangers for that. And Doug put a special thank you in the report as well.
All right, so we didn't have any items
All right.
on the consent agenda, correct?
What do you mean?
That's
There were
correct.
no items
Yeah.
removed from consent agenda?
We had
That's correct.
2. You mean the resolutions?
Nothing removed.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we did not.
So hopefully we all got a chance to look at the consent agenda. Were there any questions? And if not, a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right. And I don't believe we had unfinished old or new business, correct?
Correct.
There was none. So we can move on to, I'm sorry?
Before we move on, Tina, may I want to interject here. All right, you see that the agenda has got 2 resolutions, A and B. In the listing, there is a C added in addition. That was it just didn't reflect on the agenda. So C, I want to call your attention to the fact that we have, we did rebid the property and liability insurance renewal. So this, I think that probably we ought to vote on this separately since it's not shown in the agenda.
Well, it is under the consent agenda items, though. That was I could just add that when we go to the original minute or final minutes. That's not a problem. But if they all
Okay.
read it and saw it, that's within the packet, they can vote on it. I mean, it's part of the vote of the consent agenda already.
Okay, well, I wanted to be sure that each of you understood what happened with the liability insurance because we had discussed it last month. So we did
What-
rebid it. We got packets back again from Assured Partners and Public Utilities Entities Pool, and they both had fully compliant proposals for us, and their prices were Assured's was the same as it was last time. Public Entities Pool went up a little bit because of the coverage they added that was required of them. As part of a larger conversation that we are having internally in trying to stay in lockstep with Summit County, who is putting in place some cost-saving measures, I talked through our experience with Aaron with Assured Partners, and I had shared with you some struggles we had with them, this local agent, in terms of their organization and not being great service. But when we have had claims that needed attention or needed worked on, that always got passed to Tokyo Marine, and they were the insurance provider, and their folks are excellent, and really in every way, communication, timeliness. They handled us very, very well with the lawsuits that were ongoing that we inherited, and then also the fire at Shady Hollow. So I couldn't justify going with the higher public entities pool, knowing that it would be a $60,000 increase over the 3-year contract. So I decided to go again with the Assured Partners. So I know that I was leaning toward the other folks last we talked, but really the cost savings was very compelling to me, especially knowing what's coming, in the next year or so with reduced taxes that's going to affect our bottom line. I just wanted to make sure that you all understood why I made that decision.
Well, if you're good with dealing with them, it's okay with me. I had
Okay.
raised questions because of the questions you raised about their service, but if you can deal with
Yeah.
it, I can deal with it.
I think for $60,000 we can deal with it.
So the underwriter's okay and the agent's weak.
Yeah, the agent's weak, but the underwriters have been excellent. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
The carriers have been strong, but but the agent is,
Right, right.
Yes.
I was going to say the agent is shit, but I don't want that to be on the recording.
Thank you, Herb. Tanya,
You're
you
welcome.
had something too?
No, I just wanted to confirm it's a 3-year commitment.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Well, Lisa, what are the limits we carry? Do you know?
It varies depending on the categories that we're talking about, but I'm happy to email that to you so you can take a good look at it.
Yeah, do that, would you? I'm just curious.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right. All right. Okay. No other questions.
Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, so, yeah, is that okay that we include that third one in the vote that you already gave?
It's okay with me.
Okay.
All right with me.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Otherwise. Good. Okay. Then
Okay,
am I right, we're moving on to correspondence and public portion?
yes, correct.
And I think we've got Bridget on the line.
Sure, I can give an update on our event that didn't happen. We canceled it a week ahead of time, which is interesting now to think about that we even hemmed and hawed about it, but obviously the right thing to do. But the good news is that we still netted almost $12,000. All the sponsors stayed on. We offered to refund tickets. Only 13 people asked for that. And then, of course, we didn't have to pay for the food or alcohol. So we still ended up
Wow,
doing quite well.
oh, good.
And
just,
we've also offered those ticket holders, if we do have events later this year, some of the smaller events that we thought we'd have, like the Day of the Dead event we had, then, you know, we'll offer that they can come for free. So,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
yeah. So thanks everybody for your support.
It's not always, it doesn't always work out that nicely, so I'm glad they all decided to, you know, make it a donation. That's great.
Yeah, I feel very grateful. That's all I have.
Okay,
All
thanks,
right,
Bridget.
very good.
So I think we're moving into, do we have an executive session today?
We do not today.
Okay. Then I guess I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And roll call, I think, for that. Is it right, or is it all in favor?
All in favor?
All in
All in
favor?
favor.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you, everybody.